Steven at Missouri Western State University. See more better here with freeprescriptionlenses.com. In my newly laid out lab, I am going to cut a unique lens for you today. It is the Eyezen Plus with Transitions Gray and Crizal Sapphire 360. This is the new and improved Crizal Sapphire that has the blue blocking ability. Only been around for 2 weeks. You're getting the first pair out of this lab, so it is an honor to cut something new. I like a new challenge. I like a new approach. So I'm going to be cutting them for your new Ultem 207 in color 2. Just like Henry Ford said, you can have any color you want as long as that color is black. This is the Ultem 207. It is the larger rectangle. Comes with a little plastic sleeve on the temple to protect the temples from rubbing together during shipping, and I'm going to include that on there for you as well. And as I mentioned, where's my little flashlight? This is the Ultem 207 in the 56 eye size, and again color 2. So let's go ahead and begin. Super lightweight frame, by the way. Really flexible material, extremely lightweight. Even has adjustable temple tips that you, the novice, can adjust at home if they're too loose or too tight. You don't have to worry about damaging this frame. I'm going to show you some really cool things about it that come with the 4 magnetic clips, but for now I'm going to take out the original demo lenses and I'm put those there. I'm going to put your frame into the tracing element of my edger and hit start. Everybody wants to know, how does the computer know what shape lens to cut? This is why. That little stylus goes around, traces the inside bevel of the right side of the frame before doing the same thing on the left. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed in quality. You buy a genuine, authentic Ultem frame and you will receive 1 free pair of clear single vision lenses, prescription or non-prescription fashion lenses. My receipt has my federal ID tax number, so if you have vision insurance or flex dollars, you will get reimbursed for this purchase, whether they are prescription or not. Steven, you know you need prescription, so that's what I'm sending for you. So that is the shape of the lens we're cutting. Only magnified that green outline there. Let me magnify it back while I'm working on it. Your pupillary distance for your right eye is 35, so the computer starts at 32.5. I'm going to tap this plus button until we get to 35. I'm also going to raise the optical center height up to 23. There we go. And let's go ahead now. Normally I would take single vision lenses and put them in my Marco 101 lensometer and rotate them until the spherical component came out. But the Eyezen lens gives you a little bit, it's very unique, very cool lens. It gives you a little extra plus power. They call it relief power. It's designed for millennials who are in front of computers all day long and get eye fatigue by the end of the day, either from cell phones, tablets. In Steven's case, he's at a computer all day. I believe he's studying programming at Missouri Western State University. And so it gives you a little extra magnification, a little extra plus power for late in the day so you don't suffer from eye fatigue. I have a dot in the center of the lens. This is a layout chart. I have 2 dots on the side which have little logos that tells me the orientation of the lens. I put those dots on top of these circles here, and it tells me where the optical center is. That's going to sit directly in front of his pupil. So I've already got those there. I'm going to put that here. Let me change the layout ever so slightly. Now that dot goes in the center. The blue cross is the geometric center of the frame. If I were to measure vertically and horizontally, that's where it would be. His eye is just above that in inset. So I'm going to go ahead and wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. I need 2 double-sided adhesive stickers, of which I've already got stuck onto the block, or as I like to call them, Jenny from the block. I'm going to pull the paper away to make the black side sticky. On the back is a little silver button that is a magnet that's going to hold it in place into the arm there. The magnet there, something magnetical, I'm going to place that there. Make sure everything is laid out, 3523, 3523. Get everything laid out here for a second. And check one thing. Yes, the lens is large enough. And I'm going to hit this button and the arm's going to come down and place the block onto the right lens. I'm going to do the same thing now for the left lens. It's already laid out. Your pupillary distance for your left eye is 34. Let's pull the paper away to make the black side sticky. Line up that magnet there. Change the, now your pupillary distance has mirrored your right side for the left. I'm going to go ahead and tap the minus button a couple times till we come down to 34. I'm going to keep the optical center the same. And Hang on, see, one more thing on the lens I want to clean. One more thing. Bit of a perfectionist. That's okay. You want someone like me cutting your lenses. Alright, so it actually comes with yellow paint on there. I clean that off in advance because it takes so long to clean. I don't want to bore you in the video with cleaning lenses. I want to bore you with my bad humor. Hit that button, the arm comes down and places the block onto the left lens. Now here's one more unique thing. Because the Crizal Sapphire is a hydrophobic coating and resists dust, smudges, dirt, all that stuff, rain, I'm going to put another anti-slip thing on the back. It is a little sticker. I'm going to cut it in half. Notice how I buy everything blue markers. Okay. This little blue thing that holds cases up when I take pictures before I ship to people. I'm going to stick that on that one. Stick this one on this one. You see how I did that there, kids? Right there, just like that. Okay, so press this on here. I'm going to wake the computer up. This is the shape of the lens that we will be cutting. Don't believe me? I wish I could minify that down just a little bit, but it is not. So let's go ahead and begin. These are, where's my stylus? These are polycarbonate lenses. If they were plastic, high index plastic or Trivex, I would select that, or the best one to be determined later. I do not want to polish the edge of your lens because it's not going to be seen in this type of frame anyway. I'm not going to put a safety bevel on the front convex surface of the lens. I'm only going to put a safety bevel onto the rear concave surface of the lens. So now the magnet is going to do a second job today. It's going to hold it in place into the chuck, as I call it. There's the other part of the magnetical one that's going to hold it like that while it is in there. Now this is the actual edger. The cutting wheel is over here. It's going to act like a heavy grit sandpaper to grind away your lens material. This wheel in the center, that little channel, that valley, that's what's going to put the bevel onto the lens so it stays inside the bevel of the frame. So let's go ahead and begin. I'm going to take squeeze that on there real good because it's Crizal Sapphire. That's awake, that's good. I'm going to hit the start button, the green arrow. The door closes, the clamp shuts, making a lot of noise. And then the lens is going to be traced by two white styluses, making sure that it's large enough to fit into the frame. You can see the shape that it has cut out, and then the old carpenter saying measure twice, cut once. It's measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly and precisely where to place the bevel, so you have the least amount of edge thickness showing. But of course, with your prescription in this frame, you're not going to have any edge thickness anyway. So if you see light flickering in the back, that is water running to catch the optical sawdust as it comes off the cutting wheel. Polycarbonate lenses cut dry, where plastic, high index plastic, and Trivex cut wet. Now water will spray onto the lens for the last 20 seconds of the cutting cycle to wash away any optical debris that you'll see starting to form on the edge of the lenses. As I mentioned, your lenses are polycarbonate. They are 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. They are virtually unbreakable. They are bulletproof up to 22 caliber. I don't know why I tapped that on the counter to show that it's a high impact lens, but it has both UVA and UVB protection built into the lens. We know what the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays can do to your skin, where your eyes are 8 times more sensitive than your skin, so you have permanent sunscreen for your eyes. Unlike the lotions, creams, and sprays that need to be reapplied every couple hours when you're in direct exposure to the sun, this is permanent and never needs to be reapplied. Now another nice thing, let me bring the case down here. We're going to do it all. Let's do it all right here. So with every Ultem frame, you get 4 magnetic clips. The first one is an anti-glare clip, which you won't be needing because you have the Crizal Sapphire on your lenses, but that would clip right on like that. The next one is a yellow lens, which is designed to work in fog and rain and snow and things like that. It takes glare out. That clips right onto the lens. You also get, I'll save that one for last, a gray polarized lens. That too, and again, you have very rare earth magnets, very lightweight ones. The problem with earlier magnetic clips is it added so much weight to the frame and to the clip, but not anymore. These are so lightweight, that clips on just like that. And then the last one, on really bright days, this is a Revo green mirror clip, and that can go on there too. You can use, really you don't need all of them at once, but if it's really bright, you can start with the gray polarized clip, and if you want to be really dark, and some people do if you're light sensitive, click on the last one, and it fits great. As you can see, they hang on very well. Now, I did have someone who was riding on a motorcycle without a face mask. They turned their head to look at traffic, and boom, it was gone at 70 miles an hour. So yes, don't stick your head out of the window of a car doing 70 and look sideways. That's the only time I've ever heard these clips coming off, but they're on there so well that it's great. I wear mine, by the way, I'm wearing the Ultem 200, and just out of curiosity, oh, it even clicks to mine, even though it's a different shape. My wife has a convertible, and when I ride in hers with my clips on there, I've never had a problem. Of course, I'm behind the windshield, but different shape. This one's a little more rounded. This actually matches up with the Ray-Ban 2132 new Wayfarer size 55. I can take my lenses out of here and put it in a Ray-Ban, and they fit perfectly. But let me put mine back on so I can see what I'm doing, yo. Okay, let's go ahead and take the lens out. We're going to dry everything off. We're going to see how it fits first time around. I'm going to use my thumbnail to wipe away any optical debris that could be just a residual of the cutting process. Squeeze that on there. Let's go ahead and mount that into the, hopefully this is in view. Tuck it in the outside corner first, push down with the nose, and it snaps right in, so that's perfect. Let's go ahead and begin cutting the left lens. Here it is. There's the left lens. I'm going to flip that over to L. Press that on there really firmly. Hit the green arrow. Just like before, the door closes, the clamp shuts. Then the lens is going to be traced by the two white styluses again to make sure it's large enough to fit into the frame. And you can see as it's going around tracing the shape. And then the old carpenter saying, measure twice, cut once. It's measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly precisely where to place the bevel so you have the least amount of edge thickness showing. And as promised, with your prescription in this frame, you have no edge thickness whatsoever. So while the left lens is cutting, let's go ahead and take the block off, and we can remove this sticker now. Although let me make sure that doesn't get removed, and I'm going to read the prescription while the left lens is cutting. We'll stick that there. So we're going to go over here to my Marco 101 lensometer. We're going to turn the axis wheel. Let me move it over here a little bit. Turn the axis wheel to 105. I apologize for the mess. I'm just getting used to the new lab. We are creatures of habit. So, your right eye reads -1, -1.25 at 105. I turn the axis wheel to 105. I check the power of the right lens, and I'm getting -1. Where's my flashlight? We are getting -1 exactly. Now, the unit of measurement we use in the optical world is called a diopter, spelled D-I-O-P-T-E-R, starting at 0 and going up in quarter increments from there. So essentially 0.25, 0.50, 0.75, 1. You have four steps of far-sighted correction. Without your glasses on, you are nearsighted. Everything up close is great, but beyond arm's reach, it starts to get blurry. So you have 4 steps of minification. That's why there's a minus sign, so you can see far away. Now, after that has been, you have 2 curves on your eye, one going this way, which is -1. You have a second curve, that's your far-sighted correction. You have a second curve on your eye, which is your astigmatic correction, which is 5 steps of correction, so it's slightly steeper. If they were both equal, this one is going to be curved ever so slightly more. And it's how we line up those curves to make everything nice and crisp. And that's why astigmatism, makes 6s and 8s look alike with the letters P and F. We're going to turn that fine-tune knob to 105. Now, a straight line is 0, the cap of my pen, which is blue, by the way. Everything comes back to blue. Blue ink, and 90 in the center, 180 over here, 270 for those of you keeping score at home. So we're going to turn that knob just past 90 to about the 105 meridian, and we're going to check the astigmatism. It's already set on 105 there, so we're going to check that, and we come to 2 1/4 right before we get to 2 1/2. That's because using high school math, you add 2 like signs together. If someone had borrowed $1 from you and then they borrowed another $1.25, they would owe you $2.25. That's where we're at, $2.25 in the red. So that comes out perfectly. Now, your right eye is very rare. It's actually identical. I'm sorry, your left eye is identical in power to your right, but the fine-tuned correction, we're going to stop right before the 90th meridian at about 75. Now, these first 2 numbers are real values to be concerned with. This last number could be anywhere from 0 to 180, and is an arbitrary number. These are real values to be concerned with. So, let's go ahead and see how your left lens has turned out. If it needs to be taken down anymore, run my thumbnail around, get off any of the swarf. Where'd your frame go? Here it is, down here in the old lensometer. So we're going to tuck this in at the outside portion of the lens using the thumbs, press down at the nose, and that snaps in perfectly. We can go ahead and take the block off. Let me put a dot on the lens, because sometimes that blue sticker removes it off the back. Now if you missed any of that, let me recap. You know you weren't getting away in one of my videos without a bad joke. Free bad joke with every pair of glasses sold. So, pull this sticker off and put that one there. Now, let's go ahead and test the power of the left lens. We're going to turn that fine tune knob to 75. That goes to 75. Put it in above that red dot, check the power, and we're getting -1 again. Let's check your astigmatism correction, the second curve on the lens, till that comes into focus at 2 1/4, 1 tick mark away from 250. So that is cut perfectly. I couldn't have done this any better if I had cut them myself. So now let me check your pupillary distance, 35 for the right eye, 34 for the left. When I turn that around, place the PD stick against my thumb on your right lens, and when we get over to the left lens, we're getting 69, so that is cut perfectly. I want to check the optical center height, because this frame you actually see a little bit higher than the middle of the lens. I want to measure that. That looks good. That looks good. Now the neat thing about the Eyezen is that there's 3 different ones. This is the Eyezen Plus. The Eyezen 1, which Stephen you are getting, is designed for people in their early 20s. The Plus is for people who are in their mid-20s to early 30s, and then that's the, I'm sorry, the Eyezen 2 is. The Eyezen 3 are for people who are in their mid to late 30s, and then you move up to a progressive when you're prehistoric and like dinosaurs. So by the way, if anyone asks you if you like dinosaurs, tell them you bet Jurassic. All right, another bad joke with the glasses. Although technically dinosaurs are from the Triassic period, but everyone knows them as the Jurassic. Why is that? I'm gonna have to do another video just on that. Get to the bottom of this whole dinosaur debate. So, oh, who am I kidding? Let's go ahead and really clean these things. So, if anyone has any questions about any of the Eyezen lenses, I'd be more than happy. Just email me at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com, or simply contact me at on the contact button of the website, which is freeprescriptionlenses.com, and I can answer them for you. Now, again, for years and years, the only proprietary anti-glare coating that would block the harmful blue light was Crizal Prevencia. As of the middle of September, they now have Crizal Sapphire, and I'll show you the difference, on my lenses. Crizal Prevencia, of course that's with me when I was bending them on there. I'll get these in standard alignment first. Prevencia has a purplish hue to it. My lenses are a couple years old in this frame, so maybe you can see that. Crizal Sapphire has a bluish to almost clear color. It is the clearest of all the Crizal coatings now. Prevencia in my lenses in my right hand, Sapphire for the lenses in the left. Again, let me put mine back on. But I'm always going to get these in standard alignment. This is the portion that I'm going to use your cleaning cloth. I field test everyone's cleaning cloth before I ship to make sure that it works. I don't want to send out a defective cloth. But this is the point that in every video that I mention, when you get these in the mail, there's a small chance that these could fit too loose or too tight, or there's an 80% chance that one side is going to sit higher than the other. That is because 80% of people have one ear that is higher than the other, and I'm no exception. I'm part of that 80%. But I'm going to get these in standard alignment first, also known as a 3-point stance. The 3 points are 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame being 3. I set them on the counter and press down. Of course, I was playing with it, so let me adjust this back to get it back in standard alignment. There is no wobble. When I say wobble, I'm part of the 80%, so when I take mine off, mine wobble on the counter, but they sit level on me. I'm going to go ahead and flip this over, make sure it's level there, make sure the tension on each hinge is equal, and it is. So this is what your lenses look like clear, your Eyezen with Transitions Gray and Crizal Sapphire 360. The newest Crizal coating that blocks the harmful blue light, the HEV blue light emitted from today's electronic devices that can cause anywhere from sleep apnea to the one that I'm most concerned with, early onset of macular degeneration, which currently there is no cure for. So That's the great thing about the new blue blocking anti-glare. But that's what they look like clear. I'm going to go ahead and activate them in my transitions box. And as you will see, it takes about 30 to 45 seconds for all transition lenses to turn dark. It takes a little bit longer when you come back inside, a minute to a minute 15 to return back to virtually clear. Now, Stephen, this is important. Pay attention. All transition lenses will get dark on day one, and they're going to continue to darken every day for the first couple weeks they're exposed to the sun. After that, they will work for years with maximum performance. The only time they won't work is when you're behind the windshield of a car. Your windshield absorbs the sun's harmful UV rays so your dashboard doesn't crack from sitting in the sun, and that's why they don't turn dark in a car. So if you have a convertible or a motorcycle, they will darken. They're also temperature sensitive, meaning they will get darker when it's 85 degrees and below than they will when it's 95 and above. But I remind everyone, when it's 100 degrees outside, you're miserable, they're miserable. Nobody works 100% when it's 100 degrees outside. Now, Stephen, at Missouri Western State University, I want to thank you. This is the second pair of glasses you got. You got the Ray-Ban 5206 before with Transitions Gray and Crizal Sapphire. Now you have gotten the Ultem 207 and the 56 eye size in color 2, which is black. And now I've heard they just now started to introduce some more colors in this collection. Mine is now available in a dark tortoise, and I'll have to see what other colors are available too. But again, you got the Eyezen Plus lens to give you that relief protection end of the day when so less likely to get eye fatigue. And of course, you have the Transitions Gray with Crizal Sapphire 360 this time. And of course, you can see it lightening as I've been running my mouth this whole time. So I want to thank you, because you could have gotten your glasses anywhere, although very few people carry these Ultems as cool as they are. But you chose to get them from an independent optical shop, which makes it nice for someone like me to be able to compete against the corporate giants out there. But if anyone has any more questions, just email me at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com or simply click the Contact Me button on the website. Stephen, Missouri Western State University, I hope you enjoyed watching as I made your glasses for you this time. And now everyone can see this was See More Better. Now you can see, now that's Mo Better, and everyone else has got the chance to see how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.